My name is Jason Hennessey. I'm proud to be president of New Hampshire Right to Life and to represent the interests of the pro-life community. And I'm surrounded today by many wonderful workers in the pregnancy center movement. The pregnancy center movement are basically charities that help pregnant women and families to say yes to life, and also to be able to have the helps that they need. And they're going to tell you about some of those. And so there's a piece of legislation today, HB1416, that is designed to protect the pregnancy centers. Unfortunately, in many blue states, there have been attacks on pregnancy centers from the government. So they're accusing them of things like misinformation, and they're requiring them to provide referrals for abortions and things like that. But these are charities that we need to protect, and we want to see more women helped here in New Hampshire, not less. So with that, I would like to introduce Representative Sam Farrington, and he's the sponsor of the bill.
Well, good morning, and thank you for being here. The bill is straightforward. It prevents any sort of government action that would force and compel pregnancy resource centers in New Hampshire from providing and referring for abortions. Pregnancy resource centers are private organizations that serve women all across our state facing difficult situations in their pregnancy resource centers. Take a look south. Massachusetts. They have a $1 million taxpayer-funded campaign to put pregnancy resource centers out of business in Massachusetts. That will not happen here in New Hampshire. Pregnancy resource centers offer free services and resources to women. Diapers, parenting classes, counseling, sometimes medical care in New Hampshire. They do great work, and there's about 19 of them here in our state of New Hampshire, but the government should never force them to violate their conscience and their moral convictions and provide for abortions. So the bill is straightforward. It says pregnancy resource centers can never be forced to provide abortions here in New Hampshire. Thank you, Jason, and thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, Representative Farrington. And now I'd like to introduce Kellie Ljungholm. She is the director of Concord Pregnancy Center, and she's going to talk a little bit about what they do.
Thank you, Jason. I think that there's a lot of lies that are spoken against us, meaning that we coerce and we pressure women to make decisions. We do not do that. We are just a free service. We do not ever charge any money for our services. We provide, like was stated before, we provide material assistance. We provide free medical care. We provide after-abortion counseling at no cost to the center. We have many girls who come to us especially after the abortion pill, that are seeking some sort of help. And they found us not because we protest, not because we advertise politically, but because we are there to help them do that. We just finished an 8-week abortion recovery program, and we had a 22-year-old girl who went through it. At 17, she had an abortion. She had that abortion in the bathroom of her high school when she was 17 years old. She was not prepared for what she saw in the toilet. She was shocked, so she flushed. And she thought that she would carry that with her alone her whole life, and then she found us. And we were able to help with her. After the 8 weeks was over, she looked at me and she said, "I feel like I can breathe again." Not everybody who has an abortion seeks help afterward, but a lot of women do. And when they do, it's just fair for them to have a place that they go to. Because not every woman that's in a crisis pregnancy chooses abortion. Sometimes they want to choose life, but they don't know how and they don't have the resources. So isn't it amazing that in the state of New Hampshire we provide just that? So this bill, I love this bill because it's not an abortion debate. It doesn't matter where you stand. All it is saying is that it's protecting what we do for those women in New Hampshire, where they have a confidential, safe place to go to. And that's all we're asking for today. So thank you.
Thank you, Kellie. And now I'd like to introduce Mike Younus. He's the director of Options in Rochester, New Hampshire.
Thank you, Jason. Kellie did a phenomenal job of giving the overlay and why we exist. And I just want to add to that by saying this. I realize that this is a controversial issue for some. For us, it's not. our role and our existence is really to be there for women who have needs that may not be able to be met elsewhere. We experience so many different dynamics in the lives of the women that we see, and our response to that is to care for them, to love them, to provide quality medical care. And while I'm on that subject, I just want to dispel one of those rumors that flies around about that medical care that we provide. At Options, we're providing ultrasounds, pregnancy tests, STI testing, and treatment on a limited basis. All of those services are provided by RNs who are licensed by the state of New Hampshire, 2 registered diagnostic medical sonographers licensed by the state of New Hampshire. So in terms of credibility and experience and professionalism, all of that is part of what we're offering to these women that Kellie was speaking of. And again, all of that is offered to them without any cost. I want to share one story with you this morning. This could be a politically charged issue, but we're not here to talk about politics. We're looking at a bill that's here to protect us and to enable us to continue to do what we've done, and in our case, at Options, for the last 42 years. So the story is this, and I'll keep it very brief. We had a woman who came to us on 7 different occasions within a period of less than 2 years. Each of the 4 first visits that she came, she left indicating that she was going to carry her baby to term. Each of those 4 times, she chose abortion. That was her decision. She was not judged. She was not condemned. She was welcomed back. The 5th and 6th time, she chose to have that child. And unfortunately, she miscarried. It was tragic. It was hard for her. It was hard for us. Her son, visit number 7, will be 3 years old in 2026. Now, why do I tell you that story? I tell it for this reason and this reason alone. If we are, as pregnancy centers, who we say we are, welcoming, affirming, caring, loving, and professional, regardless of what decision a woman makes, she's going to come back. This situation, this woman, is clear evidence of not just the services that we offer and provide, again, at no cost to anybody, but the care and love and compassion that is behind each one of those services. This bill, House Bill 1416, does nothing more than protect the ability of pregnancy centers to continue to offer those services now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And now I want to welcome to the podium Jean Marie Davis, who is going to share some of her experiences both as a client and a director of a pregnancy center.
Good morning. My name is Jean Marie Davis, and I am a survivor of sex trafficking. I was trafficked from the age of 2 to 29. I was born and raised in California, and I was threatened for my life. The police told me that I had to leave California or I would be dead, and I ended up here in Keene, New Hampshire 11 years ago, and I ended up at a pregnancy center where I wanted to abort my child because I was scared to death. I was hooked on the crystal meth. I was homeless, and I didn't know what to do, and there were so many people that were after me. After finding out who Jesus Christ is and understanding that there's somebody that really cares about me and loves me, and as the ladies at the center explained to me the options that I had and how they can help me, I decided to keep my son, who is standing here with me today at 11 years old. And from there, they had such an impact on my life that I walked back into the crisis center as a director. Now I direct a center in Brattleboro, Vermont, and also now we direct a center in Massachusetts, Greenfield, Massachusetts. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean Marie. And now I'd like to welcome Roy Dennehy from the Knights of Columbus.
Hi, I'm Roy Dennehy. I'm the State Life Director for the Knights of Columbus. And one of our key missions in terms of charity, one of our tenets of our order for the members of the Knights of Columbus, we have about 7,000 Knights here in New Hampshire, and it's a Catholic men's organization. And protecting and supporting pregnant women and their babies is a key tenet of our existence here in New Hampshire. And I'm here today to represent the Knights of Columbus, not only locally but on a national scale, and protect and being here to support HB1416, which is coming up at 10 a.m. here this morning for a hearing upstairs. And I urge all of the members of the Judiciary Committee, to support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody. So just in conclusion, I just want to cite one case in Massachusetts right south of the border. Representative Farrington mentioned that they have a $1 million a year effort to discredit pregnancy centers. Another effort that they've made is the state DHHS sent a letter to the doctors in Massachusetts that might be associated with pregnancy centers, saying that your license could be suspended due to deceptive practices or due to abortion pill reversal, which is just progesterone that can save a child in the middle of a chemical pregnancy or a chemical abortion. The fact that this kind of pressure is coming from the state government, that could happen here. We're a purple state in New Hampshire. We're just one election away from that kind of government being here. That's why we need this. So don't mass up New Hampshire. Thank you. And we're happy to take any questions.
I wonder if Representative Farrington or any of the people running these services, have there been any examples of intimidation or attempts to discredit?
So we mentioned Massachusetts and their $1 million taxpayer-funded campaign to put them out of businesses. Other efforts have been similar in the state of Colorado and Illinois. They passed so-called deceptive practice laws, which allows their attorney generals to basically, in the case of Illinois, impose $50,000 penalties if a pregnancy resource center did not refer for an abortion. Those laws were blocked in federal court.
And if I could add on to that, two of the top ticket Democrats in the 2024 elections for governor and for Congress both had going after pregnancy centers in their platform. So Maggie Goodlander and the governor, Joyce Craig. And then I believe Gina did.
And then also, too, we just won the case in Vermont where they were targeting pregnancy centers, specifically making a bill that they had made it into a law back in 23, which myself and 6 other of the pregnancy centers had to go and fight against them, and they actually changed their law last year, May of 29. We won that case because they were saying that if we were to mislead, or if a center was named Women's Center, that was misleading, or if I were to give a woman a pregnancy test in my center and she were to go do a pregnancy test in the bathroom, then that would have made me as a medical clinic, and they would fine me $10,000. So that's how close Vermont is to New Hampshire, and we're trying to protect it. I'm a citizen. I live in New Hampshire. I work in Vermont, but we're trying to protect the women that we're dealing with that are just like me, who are trying to get help and save their babies and want to be able to be in a safe place, knowing that there will be no repercussions coming back on the people that are helping us for no free of charge.
And also, I'll just say something. I started as executive director almost 6 years ago, and when I started, Jean Shaheen wrote about us on her website, that we were a fake clinic, that we coerced people, that we Bible thumped them. It was terrible. So I called her office, I sent her an email, and I said, please come anytime you want. We won't tell anyone you're coming. We won't know you're coming. And I will say that again to anyone. We are not doing what they're saying we're doing at all.
And if you want a survey of the national persecutions, if you look at the online testimonies for this bill, HB1416, we have 2 wonderful people from nationally, one of whom couldn't make it because of the snow. Denise Burke from Alliance Defending Freedom and Emily Hogler from Americans United for Life. They both wrote up summaries of what the national picture looks like.
Thank you.
So we're happy to take any other questions. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you guys for coming.